Today, the TSC, the CEC, an ACE, June 6, 1944, and one tough hombre today on Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to a blessed Sunday. I hope everybody's having a nice day off. So what the heck was I rambling on about? Well, the TSC. Don't forget to come see us, www.theshavingcadre.com. We do feel that we are the finest gentlemanly shaving forum on the interwebs, and we have a whole bunch more to offer than just shaving. The CEC. The CEC is the Central Enablement Center. This was created for gentlemanly shavers and friends of the TSC to enable each other to empty their wallets on shaving gear, watch gear, cigars, scotch, bourbon, and anything else that is considered gentlemanly. June 6, 1944, the 90th Infantry Division stormed Utah Beach. Everybody knows it as Normandy, okay? And this shave is kind of a homage to that. It's a military shave. The Aces. What was the Aces? Well, earlier this week, my good buddy Major Rich, U.S. Army retired, shaved with a Genco Easy Aces. This is a razor that came out of Bradford, Pennsylvania, and they're very, very sought after. So I thought I would do the same today. It is a 5/8 square point, and it still has the bluing. And of course, you can see it. It says Easy Aces. So there's the Ace. As far as the soap is concerned, one of my favorite soap makers, unfortunately, he is no longer around anymore. And that was Dale with Victory Shaving Company. And I was very fortunate, I should say the TSC was very fortunate to have him make a soap for us. And that is this soap. It's the TSC CEC Operation Tough Hombres shaving soap. And it was a limited edition. There was only 21 of these pucks ever made. And I was honored to be given the very first puck. And if you look in there, that logo was actually, for those of you that are in the Air Force, that is actually Spooky 2 from the F-4 Phantom. But we actually adjusted a little bit and added the TSC battle helmet and the Tough Hombres. So it was a great homage. Now, the scent on this is black cedar, juniper, fig, leaf, and lime. It's just got a wonderful synergy to it. And that's what we're going to shave with today. So let's get started. I still am using the CBL Apothecary Pre-Shave Oil. I'm really liking it. And I'm not much of a pre-shave oil guy, but I like it so much that I have asked Chris if I could get some in a little bit bigger bottles, a little bit easier to use for the shop. I think I will start using it on my clients at the shop. Because it's really nice, and it absorbs real well, and it does help, in my opinion, the shave. This has been loaded, and we're using a Sorrentino, the Corleone brush, and this has got a synthetic AMAC knot in it. And if you're listening, Eric from Sorrentino Brushworks, we miss you, buddy. We'd like to see you on the site more often. I know you've been busy, but we would love to see you on the shop, in the shop. Oh, I'd love to see you in the shop. But no, I'd like to see you on the site more often. We do have a Zoom call today, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing kind of a special shave. It is my day off, so that makes it even better. We are in the 70s today, so it's going to be beautiful. Victory Shaving Company, unfortunately, I hate to say it, was a victim of COVID and some other things. And I wish Dale the best. Haven't seen him on the site recently, but I wish Dale the best. And his soaps were amazing, a vegan soap. And you can see this is with very little water. And the beauty of this soap is just how he blended a bunch of different stuff that you wouldn't think would go together. You know, like black cedar, fig, lime, Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it just feels good on the face. I would put Dale and his soap making in the same company as CBL. And that's a tall compliment. I just wish he was still around. Unfortunately, he is not, as far as soap making is concerned. Okay, let's see how the Easy Aces does today. The Easy Aces razor has such a wonderful, wonderful history. All out of Bradford, Pennsylvania. And I know that there is a connection, and I don't know everything about this, obviously, but there was a connection between Case Cutlery and Genco. And we are fortunate enough to have one of our members, Jerry, who worked for Case, who has kind of become the Case Genco historian. And you can find a lot of those threads on the TSC, as far as the history of Genco and Case and their relationship together. The other thing I love about this soap is the fragrance actually starts exploding as you're shaving. I forgot to mention that this razor has been stropped 30 and 60 on linen and leather. And then an additional 20 on a convex leather bench strap to give it a little bit more keenness. I have found that shaving with the super curved edge, or at least having some feeling of it in there, does make a difference. Good first pass. And I am going a little nuts with the EDT today, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. And speaking of going nuts, why don't you join us on Drinks and Daves? Our next show will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we have a special guest. I should say a special returning guest. And that is Tim Swanson from Cigars Daily. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So join us for that, won't you? This razor is providing a wonderful shave. However, I am feeling just a little bit of areas where I think it can improve. I have not re-honed this razor in a long time. So I may take it across a cauticule and a translucent arc, just to freshen up the edge. Also, at the end of the shave, and this is specifically going out to the Deacon Shays, my buddy Gene, he had been asking about the flat blading and seeing the flat blading in practice. And I do it every shave, but maybe I just didn't show it well enough. So we're going to do that in a little bit more detail at the end of the shave. Yeah, I think I can probably run this across the stones a little bit. It still feels good. It doesn't feel rough. And it's still promoting a good shape. I just think it could be a little bit more keen, I think. Yeah, the soap is just wonderful. I have every soap that that Dale ever came out with, and it's got the smaller, the 4-inch pucks, and guilty is a lot of my other soaps in the soap locker back over here kind of sit in front of them, and I just don't think about getting them. So I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the shaves, for these 3 videos, it will be with Victory Shaving Company. And they're all military based. Tomorrow will probably be flak bait. And it's kind of neat because those of you that have Apple TV Plus and were huge fans of Band of Brothers, you need to watch Masters of the Air. It is absolutely tremendous. Spielberg, Hanks, they did a wonderful job, and it is historically accurate. So we'll probably stay with the military theme here for these 3 days. And for President's Day, it kind of fits. Yeah, I can feel that I'm probably going to have a little bit, I mean, not that the shave has been rough, but I can feel that I probably will have a little bit of irritation with the alum, or a little bit of an alum sting, which happens. That's also another problem. When you have so many razors, you have a tendency, just like shaving soaps or anything else, to grab what's quick. And during the week, I'm usually up by 5 and I just need to get out of here. So I usually grab a DE, which I really should go ahead and spend the time straight shaving, but sometimes you just got to go. Yeah, I can really feel it on the Fool's Pass that it's just a tad bit tuggy. But overall, still a great shave. Okay. All right, Gene, Mr. The Deacon Shaves, this is for you as far as the flat blading is concerned. And I only do it in the areas that I'm having some issues, which is always in the neck area. And then sometimes in here. Now, I don't necessarily always do the flat blading up that high, but I will make sure that it's plenty slick, and I do it 2 different ways. Now, the flat blading is at the end. This first part is just cleanup, and I do the same thing I normally do, just at a little bit of a different angle because I've got some whiskers in here that grow kind of funky. And I'm doing a light buffing action, but I am lifting the blade off the skin. And then what I'll do is I'll take the residual soap that's on there, spread it again. Now is when I'll do what I call the full contact buffing, where I don't take the blade off the skin. And it's buffing very similar to a DE. And then I'll take that soap, run it back down, and this is when I'm doing the flat blade. Now, you can't necessarily see at the angle, but this is the angle, well, actually a 0 angle that I'm putting on the face when I bring it down. So I'm locking my wrist, and I'm bringing it down. And I'll do that in this area just to get it. Now, I may adjust the pitch a little bit, but nothing as far as the wrist. And then I'll bring and I'll adjust the wrist a little bit and then keep that flat blade angle all the way down the face. So I'm really going over that area twice. Then I'll take, again, the residual lather, spread that, and then I will change to the other hand, but I will actually start this way, and I'm going to rotate through the top of the face. But when I get to that area of my face that I'm having the cleanup, it will be at that angle. So that's that side, and it's perfectly smooth. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, I'm lifting the blade up with this initial cleanup, and then here I don't. I'm literally just buffing. Then I'll take, again, the residual angle, the residual lather, and bring it down. And here's where I will approach flat. Now, only do this when you're comfortable, because you can really hurt yourself if you don't. Now, again, coming back through, I'm going to rotate the blade through its entire axis, because I'm starting below where my area is that I need to get rid of. So I can start that flat by pronating my wrist and then bringing it right up through where I'm having the issue. And that's usually the only place that I will crack my wrist a lot. And that's it. And just perfectly smooth. So again, today we use the Genco Easy Aces in 5/8. We're going to take that across the stones again, I think. So let's see how we did overall. Yeah, definitely DSBBS, but here's where the tail of the tape will be, is because I think this is going to be a little stingy. Yeah, not too bad, actually. A little bit on the upper lip, which I expected because I did indicate that it was tuggy. Yeah, and a little bit through here. More stingy than it usually is. So I will take that razor back through the stone progression. I'll probably I don't know if I'll do a complete dulling of the blade and rehoning it. I may just do a touch-up on an arc. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'll have to look at the blade under a loop and see where we're at. I have a feeling it's going to be a little jagged. Okay, again, the brush today was the Corleone from Sorrentino Brushworks with an AMAC knot on the top of it. And we're kind of doing a little bit of a crazy smorgasbord of fragrances today. Although there's no lemon in the soap, I've just fallen in love with CBL's Litzia Kubeba Witch Hazel. It's the best one I've used. And I've used, the Quinns, Thayers, and I still do. In fact, most of my Witch Hazels take up about half my countertop right there. So it's just wonderful. And it makes the skin feel so good. Okay. We did say that it had cedar, black cedar, fig, lime. So for our skin food or our aftershave, we're going to be using Ethos Fresh Lime. Just a nice lime. I was going to use my lime from Sterling, but West Indies lime, but I can't find it. I know it's over there somewhere. But this is a very nice lime. It's good skin properties. Frank does a good job over at Ethos, and it's really, really nice. So let that dry down a little bit. We are going to do more of a citrusy type talc today. Basically, we're going to be using Yardley Gold. And I've noticed that when I use certain citruses, it really goes well with the fragrance. I've also noticed, since I've been using Clubman more often than not, that this talc is a little bit coarser. So you don't get the ghosting as much, but it doesn't also give the face feel that the Clubman does. I mean, if I was to pick one talc that I could never not use, because there's really 4 talcs that I use. One is Suavecito, which is more of a perfume talc. Then there is the Yardley, the Penhaligon's English Fern, which is used only with Penhaligons. And then, of course, the Clubman. Clubman is readily available, and overall, it's by far the best. Okay, here's where it gets kind of goofy. All right, I did say that there was black cedar, correct? Well, we are going to be using Goodfellows Cedar and Geranium. This fades quick. It's a cheapie. It's from Target. Oh, excuse me, Target. But it's inexpensive, and it works pretty well. And it does have a really nice, deep cedar. Not quite a dark cedar, but very nice. And it balances well with the geranium. Now, I also said, and this is an audible that I called. In fact, it's not even going to show up in the picture. This is an audible that I called today because I forgot I had it. And this is an EDP. And this is by Ferrari. And this is Noble Fig. So it's got a fig note. So we're going to layer that right on top of the cedar. So we're going to have kind of a woody fig type fragrance today. And, and that's the nice thing about fragrances is you can layer them and you can get the fragrance that you want. I probably put up enough on that everybody in the Zoom call is going to smell it. Anyhow, that's the shave for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. And like I said, we do have a virtual tip jar if you want to let us, tell us that you like it. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. And we're at 1278, or at least we were. So that means we're only about 20 away from our next giveaway, which will be 1,300 subscribers. I cannot thank you folks enough. I appreciate all the comments, everything you do to support the channel. And we'll see you again tomorrow. How's that? Have a great day.